Congress is facing a hard deadline to pass a spending bill, or there will be another government shutdown.
Well, the U.S. House has just 8 days to reach and pass a spending deal to keep the government open. Congress may have to pass a short-term continuing resolution to fund the government, but even that is facing opposition from some conservatives. With Congress in gridlock, the Biden administration is sending notices now to federal agencies to begin preparations for a shutdown.
We still remain hopeful, although the writing's on the wall. One paycheck, not arriving on time could mean, hey, I got to go borrow money from somebody. I got to get in debt. I got to find some way to provide food for my family.
Well, with Democrats in control of the Senate and narrow margins in both chambers, the ultimate solution will have to be bipartisan at this point. Joining us now is Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan. Margaret, thanks for joining us. Is Congress any closer at all to passing legislation to avoid this government shutdown?
No. In fact, it looks like we are headed towards one. The contingency planning is already underway. Congress, when they come back from this long holiday weekend, will have 4 working days on the calendar to try to figure this out. There is staff here in Washington trying to find a pathway forward. Is it a short-term bill that gives more time to negotiate over the budget? Or what? How does Speaker McCarthy get out of the corner he is painted into with his Republican caucus not willing to do what he's asking them to in terms of some of the votes that he's been pushing to take? We're going to talk about this with Tony Gonzalez, a Republican from a border town in Texas, who is raising awareness that, by the way, all those border agents will have to show up for work even though they are not getting paid after October 1st if the government shuts down.
All right, we'll continue to watch this very closely, Margaret, of course. And yesterday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke to lawmakers and President Biden, who announced a new military aid package. So how would a potential shutdown impact U.S. support to Ukraine?
Well, the current programs will continue. In fact, the Secretary of Defense has already sent out an alert saying that those training Ukrainian forces still have to show up to work. Those soldiers, sailors, and airmen will have to work even if they're not getting paid. The U.S. military readiness, of course, may not be impacted, but it makes life harder just to function when there is this interruption in government funding. And by the way, it also looks bad when a democracy is this messy in terms of basic governance. So this does have an overall impact on national security. I did have an important conversation with the First Lady of Ukraine yesterday. We'll bring that to you on Sunday. And she makes an appeal to the public to follow through on continuing to support her country. President Biden has asked Congress for another $24 billion in support, and that is one of the things being argued about on the Hill right now.
Yeah, big sticking point there. Margaret Brennan, host and moderator of Face the Nation, thank you so much for joining us today. You can catch Margaret Brennan this and every Sunday morning at 10:30 right here on CBS Philadelphia.